Good afternoon, Ajahn. Today I'm going to summarize 5 more English teaching approaches. Let's go to the next one is community language learning. These methods focuses on group interest learning. The role of the teachers is counselor or paraphrasers, which student is the client and collaborators, and students just sit in circle in group to speak out with their friend in order to develop their language. Teacher just records student conversation and interpret the language. There are 5 stages to use this approach. The first one is reflection. We let the student sing. Second one, recorded conversation. The teacher just prepare tape recorders. Third, discussion. Both teacher and student need to discuss, talk about each other. Especially the teacher need to find out the student how student feel during the speaking. And fourth, transcription. Teacher just paraphrase what student have talked and discussed with their friend. And fifth, language analysis. Student learn about new grammar, vocabularies, new phrases, and teacher guides slow learner to use the language accurately and effectively. Actually, this approach is work well for low level students, and students become more independent and good relationship between teacher and student. However, it might be difficult for student because they might need more direction instruction from the teacher to do the task effectively. Let's move to another approach is silent way methods, and this approach or these methods encourage active student participation while teacher keep silent as much as possible during the class, because students have to solve the problems by themselves. The element of these methods, particularly the use of color charts and color questionnaire rods. And there are 3 major features to use these methods. Like the first one, learning is facilitated if the learner discover or create rather than remember and repeat what's to be learned. Second, learning is facilitated by accompanying or meditating a physical object. And the third one, learning is facilitated by problem solving involving the material to be learned. Actually, student can increase vocabularies and help student reading and oral skill by using these methods. And student have more interaction between student. However, teacher doesn't have too much participation in the class, and student feel not confident when working in group. And it is a bad method for student to work in isolation and communication. Talk about the most effective strategy, the more effective approaches or methods that I really like is communicative language teaching. This approach or these methods emphasize on importance of all 4 skills and aim to achieve communicative competence through learner interaction and communication of real meaning. And it usually teacher usually use authentic language and material, and the use of all context to let students apply in the daily life. And this method is focused on fluency, and students can use language productively. Teacher utilize activities to encourage students to speak in the performance of a meaningful task, such as we use another many activity to use in this communicative language teaching, like the information gap, task completion, opinion sharing, role playing, reasoning gaps. And in the teaching process, following the steps such as warm up, presentation, practice, production, and wrap ups in order to give student feedback, summarize what they have learned in the class. Although it is good methods or approach to apply in the real classroom, but communicative language teaching approach focuses on fluency, not accuracy. So students might make a lot of problem in using the grammar, or we have the grammatical error, something like that. Next, let's start with task-based language teaching. Task-based language teaching, teacher use tasks as the core of planning and instruction in language teaching. It is an approach to language education in which students are given functional tasks that invite them to focus primarily on meaning exchange and to use language for real words, non-linguistic purposes. And this method is focuses on learner center. Students get more time to do the task in group, and tasks include such activity as fact finding, brainstorming, comparing, solving, ordering, problem solving. We can use also jigsaw, information gap, uh, opinion exchange. And this method teacher motivate, encourage students, provide clear instruction, provide support, and interact with them most of the time in the classroom. And the step to use task-based language teaching. The first one is pre-task that students need to do. Pre-task, the teacher introduce the topic and provide clear instruction to the student. And the second, like task circle, like student need to do the task in pair or in group. Student prepare report. Student some group present the report. And the third, language use. Students examine and discuss specific features about the topic, about what they have taught, what they have discussed, what they have learned in the class, based on their report, based on their topic. And teacher conduct practice of new word or phrases. Let's go to the next one is content-based language teaching, or we can say content-based instruction. These methods are the approach designed to provide second language learner instruction in content and language. This approach encourages learner to learn language by using real means of communication, and it makes students become independent. The possible ways for this approach, like first, preparation. Teacher choose a subject of the interest student that student can participate, enjoy speaking, enjoy doing the group participation discussion. And second, during the lesson, student work in group to do the research, discuss, and share information with their friend or with their members. It's useful to develop student knowledge and take English for specific purpose. However, student might feel confused of using the language because some topic might be difficult for the student to do the report, to do the presentation, or to do the research. Thank you for your time and listening to my summary.